we're back with another live stream. Thought I'd do a little chat talking about an incident that happened back in June. Given plenty of time for like inquiries and to be run around, and that time is soon running out, where I'll finally find out what has gone on, and instead of being told what they think I want to hear, and then I'll just go away thinking that something's going to be done about it. Yeah, nobody willing to communicate on any of the matters to do with this case, and I've also got evidence to bring forward that they don't have, but yeah, nobody's willing to communicate. And so I'll have to do it through solicitors, particulars of claims, and go after these officers. Now, these officers, you should know who they are, because really they should be taken off the force. PC Danielle McEwen 2729, Inspector Hill 0373, and there are two others, Roberts 2817 and a Sam Snell 1034. So yeah, Danielle is the officer in charge, so I'm willing to give updates other than than to say there is no update. And this person's obviously still on the streets, and so if the police are just going to allow criminals to still like be walking among us because diversity. But it's not on. We need to persist and say that we're not gonna stand for these violent offenders, these violent people. Because like they've committed violent offences and the police have done nothing. It's just shocking what has come of this country. So maybe he's a migrant. Maybe he has more rights than me in this country. And police are doing their utmost. Government are doing their utmost to prevent this person from seeing justice. And even from the letter that I got from the job centre, they feel as though their actions are justified. And I do, I've got all this stacks of evidence, and police won't go anywhere near it. And I think a lot of it's to do with this YouTube channel, but obviously with the Agenda 2030, should we forget? But yeah, obviously I'm going to invoke my Article 10 of the human rights and say that I don't need any permission, which is what the job center was forgetting when they were responding to my original complaint that suddenly vanished. That never was finalized. The independent complaints commissioner couldn't look at it because there was nothing to be looking for. Yeah, it's an absolute joke. There's loads to this that I'm just still just holding it, trying my best to hold back. Uh, because I don't want people to feel sorry for me or anything like that. Because I want I expect all of this to happen. This is the average life of anybody that wants to speak up for the Lord Jesus Christ. You're gonna have opposition. You're gonna have enemies. Um, I'm glad that I'm getting under your skin. I'm glad that you hate truth. Because I'm just gonna continue to live for it. I'm gonna continue to speak up for Jesus, speak up for justice, and expose you lizard freaks. But yeah, it's still ongoing. They don't want they don't want to have any communication with myself. Um, and yeah, Job Centre's not taking any responsibility for it, and as a result of this, I'm now disabled. Uh, and it's something that I don't think that the government, they're like it's something I've now got to fight for them to recognize. NHS are being difficult, but I can't really blame them because I think part of it is to do with my well-being, but some of it is being out of line. Some of it is like, come on now, like I'll let that one go, but like, yeah, it's not even worth bringing it up because it's just petty stuff that you forget about it by the end of the week. You're like, it was nothing. Like honestly, it was a good try. Like fair play, you give it a go. Like, but yeah, no, you've got to persist and keep calm about whatever you're facing. Um, and so now I've got I got myself into some trouble, and uh I'm having to submit myself to the government in another way. Um, and gonna have to pursue these legal matters obviously separately, and and deal with them each for their own uh reasons of corruption or negligence or either, like, because it is absolutely shocking that the police can turn up and make things worse. That the people that you think that know the law are going to show up and are just going to mess it all up, and then you got to then like call them again for the next thing, or it wouldn't even come into your mind. You'd be like, nah, like, yeah, it's just absolutely shocking. Um, but obviously, yeah, more people are finding out about these, and they're obviously being exposed and taken through the courts. Um, and yeah, so I'm still fighting for recognition of my benefits as for my disability. I've got appointments coming forward because I've received a letter speaking about MSK, musculoskeletal service, and hopefully they can give me some ideas about how my torn rotary cuff, how we can like alleviate the pain, uh, or what can be done about it, because it's it's overwhelming. I can't go without taking painkillers for longer than 3 hours. Uh, my arm just starts ratcheting. Pull them out. Take one. Take one now. But yeah, and yeah, it's taken some getting used to being on like two different lots of painkillers. But yeah, uh, back to anyway the topic. Yeah, this individual is still at large, and the police have just released them on bail. Who gave that order? I'd imagine it'd been the inspector, and um, what does that tell society? Or you can beat someone up for taking a picture of you, and the police ain't gonna do nothing about it because like no ticky picky. It's just it's obviously not fair in the scale of in all of this. Um, it's obviously excessive, and yeah, the government have failed us, and this is the government that doesn't like you talking bad about government. The old government, you could talk bad about because really they just didn't like it. They just didn't like the whole concept. Um, and now we've got those like lefty soldiers like protesting on our streets. It's like, great, we know you won. Like, I guess this is like showboating at this point. It's like, oh, there's more of us than there are of you, and it's just, uh, but I'll put the link out if anyone does want to join. I know this is hot. Uh, uh, um, I'm trying to think what I can talk about on with this case. Obviously, yeah, there's a video. By all means, go and have a look. Um, of the video that I've released on this channel about it. Um, and right now, I'm keeping my allegations to myself. until it goes to the right legal authorities, because I don't want it to be admissible evidence, and I don't I like immediately after the situation I already knew that I don't want to say too much to obviously sway people's opinions, because now we're so connected that like I don't know how many people have visited this channel, seen these things, because the numbers on this channel are fake. Like, and or it's just a lot of government officials that I've seen that have come into this channel and they don't want to be like recognized, sort of type thing. uh, but I will, yeah, I will be pursuing it no matter obviously how long it does take, because it's obviously wrong, um, to put hands on anyone. Like, and now as a consequences, they've taken away my chances of a career. They've like the career that I wanted, that I was working towards. Like, I was working as a painter and decorator. I've been doing that for 6 years. It was coming on to 7 years. Self-employed. Um, I was still new to painting, but I've traveled loads of places. Um, just with my painting tickets, and worked like from the time leaving college. I think the longest I've had off is probably like 6 months. Um, and that's hard, like, to do. But yeah, like now it's gone on like it's been like coming on 14 months of not work. Um, and I'm figuring out stuff to do. I'm keeping busy because I'm used to being a high functioning, high thinking, problem solving individual that wants to entertain, but also try to do jobs that are necessary, that need to be done, whether it be at home, at work, and friends, and with studying as the Bible. So yeah, like there's been plenty more time to study and to focus on steps and goals, and been reaching out to as many people to get as many eyes and ears on this, and to make people aware that there are just dangerous people around us. They could be black, they could be white, they could be Asian. Anyone uh, can lose their stuff and go crazy. And these are also people that are hired in these positions. This wasn't a friend of mine. This wasn't a stranger on the street. Um, it may as well be a stranger because we were talking about a 2 minute interaction, which led to like a vicious attack, uncalled for, and it was instructed by the member of staff. If you go and have a look at the video, you'll see we're having a conversation until he gets spoken to by the member of staff. They gave him the order to take the phone from me. How that was going to happen? Well, that bit unfortunately wasn't able to be recorded. Um, but yeah, I'm gathering it all. Um, the deadline is approaching, and once I have more um, set in stone, with prosecutions, with evidence, then I'll wait until it's been secured before trying to make it public. But yeah, I think I don't know. I'll post a comment. Ugh. Ugh. Host. Ugh. So yeah, it's been well, it's almost been 8 months because it was on the 10th. So yeah, by Monday, it would have been 8 months, and now yeah, trying to get answers out of the CPS on this. They don't want to communicate at all, other than to make a request, and like you can cancel giving forward evidence, uh, and also like cancel with the case. Um, I've already tried to with the police. Like I've already tried telling them to jog on because of how much they wasted my time, and have done like absolutely nothing to help this case. Um, and yet, yeah, they still persist to send me messages. Yeah, these officers. I got a message on Christmas Eve as one of the days. Good afternoon, Daniel. The case is still currently with the CPS awaiting a charging decision. You will be updated as soon as the decision has been made. That's the first message that I'd received about this whole situation. So they have not changed their tune. They've just kept it the same. Like, and then the last one was the 9th of December. It's the same message again. Still waiting on CPS, which is nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. That's Avon and Somerset Constabulary, the same ones that arrested a photographer outside of Broadwell. Was it Broadwell? There's one down in town. Uh, Auditor got arrested just for recording outside the front of the police station. Another one in Patchway in is it Berkshire? Yeah, Auditor in the car park also got arrested uh for just being in public recording. Oh, what else? So another thing, supposedly police can also hold you in the UK without charge for 24 hours. They don't even need a charge. Apparently they can do that. Uh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that when I got taken in. Uh, but yeah, I haven't been watching any of my videos to look for UAPs or UFOs. Um, Obviously made the last open firmament video, and I was working on that for a while, but the a lot of the times it's almost like I'm making the audio track blind because of I say blind, but like deaf sort of thing, because I can't hear. I can't trust that the volume is at its peak, and so I'll play the video on another device, whether it be tablet or on the computer, and I can then I can tell whether or not like the volumes are correct and consistent, because there's nothing worse than finding a low spot or just a bit of a boring part of a tune, because I know a lot of it does get repetitive, and so I try to make something that's worth listening to. I know even some of the ones that I've got in the open firmament already are just a bit boring, a bit long, and so I'll probably remake those, if Lord willing, if I have time. And and yeah, I definitely want to come back, do some more Bible studies, as definitely been some things going on, some changes, especially, yeah, and even like I say like, but even the events of the last couple of days, uh, yeah, it's just a lot of violence. Uh, and yeah, like you can't even go to professional standards, because professional standards would just ignore you, and then like I guess you could, yeah, send a letter to the complaints of professional standards, but if they've already ignored your complaint, then why would you even go? Why would you even? It already ignored your initial request. I think I've made two. Then how do you think that they're gonna um, deal with the complaint? Um, it's like, well, what's the alternative? Go to Brussels, because that was who you go to before. But yeah, yeah, Brussels would be the overseer, so to speak. Uh, and again, that needs to be done within a time limit. But just like Stammer had let people like Jimmy Savile go in the past. Um, it's just going to be more blatant criminals that are just going to be let out on our streets, um, and just deemed as a low risk. And it's sad, because there's people that think that that want to see the good in others, that want to not listen, or like just try and make that bondship and that friendship. Um, and a lot of people, sadly, in society get let down when there's just these monsters, unfortunately, living among us. But their conviction is private. You like they're a mass murderer. That's private. That's their personal information. You know, all the people surrounding them, all the people that living around that person, um, yeah, like they should be entitled to know, like who's a serial whatever offender. Um, yeah, I don't understand it, and they go through all these lengths of changing their identities, change their names, and why? What? So they can just go and continue to do what others have, like, I don't know. It's just absolutely appalling. And to hear some of the recent cases, you guys just stop listening to cases, like at some point. but there are just some absolutely wicked, evil people, and some of them end up on the force. Some of them end up on security or like with jobs, and we're rewarding that. We're saying, like everyone's the same. Um, you know, if and I couldn't even, yeah, I couldn't even bring myself to listen to some of the cases, let alone be the one like actually dealing with these matters. Like we need people to stand up and say, no, this is wrong. This religion preaches this. Yes, this is wrong. Um, and we need to stop being overly sensitive. Just which it seems we're bowing down to our enemies as we just just let them walk all over us. And what's the point of us having rules? Well, what's like we've made all these rules. Why? So that you can twist them. So that like it's some rules for some people, and then it's other rules for another. It's like they say two-tier, but it's corruption. It's filth, dirty, stinking perversion. And this is why people want to go to. This is why people go to church. People, well, go to real churches because people are sick of it. Like, and people want to change. Like, even the little things that they think, oh yeah, like it's not so bad. It's bad, and it's like, but the truth gets shut down. People that wanna, you know, say that this is wrong or this should never have happened in the 21st century. Nah, you know what? We need to cancel them. We need to, we need to send them some threats. Somebody get in their DMs. I don't care what has to happen. Just I don't want to hear about it. Because it hurts my feelings. Well, yeah, we need people with backbones that are not gonna just be let be like intimidated because they got numbers. It's absolute shambles, and yeah, like it's only gonna come back to bite them. It's only gonna cause civil unrest only, but yeah, civil unrest. And it's gonna be like the battle of the patriots for like for sovereignty, or I don't know, but it's gonna get to a boiling point where it becomes so blatantly obvious that we're being undermined that it'd be happening like right in our faces. Like it like and people they won't buy into it. They'll either just go off the handles and go off the rails, or they're just was it the I can't even think of, but yeah, it's gonna create sides, and this is what they want. They already got that language in their vocabulary. Oh, you're a bunch of right wingers. You're a bunch of da da da's. You're this group. You're that group. Um, but anyway, I've had a good little rant. Um, and yeah, there needs to be more. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of what's gonna settle it all. Honestly, but it's definitely gonna take some good things. Come up with some sort of of medium, because it just seems like there is none, and to be offering citizenship to someone that that's abused the system. um I don't even know if I really want to question. Yeah, it's tough, because there's even Brits that abuse the system as well. Like, but I'm not saying abuse is right, but yeah, like there's just a lot of, obviously, difficulties that this country's facing, and a lot of it comes from not acting. And this is a lot of why I've come on to rant this evening, to make people aware of this one particular criminal that that had no reason to take the actions that he did, other than being ordered to do so, which is authoritarian, which is not following the law, what's within reasonable articulable suspicion of breaking the law. It's, you're not allowed, so I'm denying it, um, because of policy, which is something that doesn't amount to law, from my understanding, anyway. Like, who knows how far this country is sold down the European Union. Oh, and I'm starting to lose trail of thought. Um, so yeah, I think that wraps up today's conversation. Because otherwise I'm just going to end up repeating myself, and I do plenty of that already. But if you haven't already, please, yeah, subscribe, and I'll be back with more rants, and hopefully things that are fruitful for people to, I don't know, appreciate, enjoy. Um, yeah, going forward, yeah, I've got some plans to continue with the Open Firmament content videos that I already do, and yeah, like, I obviously want to do more live streams. I still haven't received much communication from you brothers and sisters. I know you'll be listening. I thank you for your prayers. By all means, get in touch. Anybody that wants to either do a Bible study, or get into a debate on things. Um, I'm definitely keen to doing more on YouTube, even though the numbers are fake. And yeah, like, yeah, I've been doing this now for a while, and yeah, keep losing my trail of thought. I've Yeah, I think I've sustained somewhat of a head injury, like, from the incident. Like, one thing that's not been looked at, I know I was going to end with, is my mental state. Like, my head got slammed onto that table, and then I was like pushed into the lady, and I, like, my body like flipped over, and so, like, I've been having like tension headaches, um, forgetting stuff. It's crazy. I'll walk places. I walk into a room, or even like probably in this conversation, I've gotten to a point, or maybe it's something I naturally somewhat do anyway. But mate, my head just goes complete blank, and it's like, oh great, like why am I? Why am I? It's not to the point where, oh yeah, oh, who am I, like, and all that sort of thing. But yeah, like, yeah, it's mentally and physically, like, the last year, well, yeah, like, it's been rough. But it's yeah, it's what it is. I really can't complain, especially in this ever-present evil world that we live in. I almost, yeah, like, can't listen to some of the things that have been taking place, but you have to have some what knowledge. You cannot be like completely ignorant. Um, so so yeah, like, yeah, and yeah, with the mental side of things, yeah, feeling like good, positive, in that, like, that with these attacks and with these um issues, or things that, like, that they just happen, and they like completely unnecessary. Like, it really emboldens me that I'm doing the right thing. Um, that, like, the reason for it is obviously because people are gonna hate us. People are gonna despise us. And just for simply existing. Um, and so yeah, like, it really does make uh make me feel good that I'm living in some people's heads, rent free. um not that that's what I'm intentionally trying to do. I think I'm trying to, like, just do the right thing. um and that's, yeah, that's not always the easiest thing to say or do. Oh, now, yeah, I only recently been in it, like, feeling confident, feeling up to speaking again. Because even some of the streams that I've done before now, have been a bit choky. I'm like omen and ahhing. I'm not really feeling that confident, and uh, like, uh, yeah, a lot of my mental struggles has been because of the amount of pain I'm in. I never would imagined such a small thing, such a like, could just blow up and be so devastating. And really trying to be optimistic that that's not the case. Um, s- but, like, we're fragile. So if something goes, like, there's a good chance you're never getting that back again. That's why you never take out a knife when you go out to fight, because you could really do some damage. Um, and yeah, like, I've actually, yeah, been absolutely ruined by this. I say ruined, but it's mentally been a lot of issues, and I think a lot of that has come from outside sources, like the NHS, unfortunately. Uh, where are they tablets to? Um, because like, it's happy to be set up in one way, and then um, it gets then that gets removed. That gets taken away. Am I still test? Am I still? Yeah, I'm still alive. Yeah, yeah, we get to a point of like, okay, so this is what needs to be done, and then that changes. But not only does it change, it's uh up for review, and it's like, well, why does it have to be up for review each and every month? Why can't something be set so that it's permanent for like, because until the MSK people get involved, which is like 8 weeks from now, or 7 weeks from now, um, there needs to be this like basically medication in order to deal with this. I've gone without, and it just it just creates a vicious cycle. Um, from muscle spasms to creating more pain, and then that pain creates shooting pains up throughout like the whole arm, and uh, and it just doesn't stop. You're not even moving your arm, and the whole thing's just like rushing back and forth, as you're just literally doing nothing. Trying to find my tablets. I don't know what I've done with them now. Uh, so so yeah, I don't know what would be the alternative um to what like to the medications that we've got set in place now, because like they're giving me a controlled drug to help with the pain, but then they're taking that away. Um, so yeah, like that's just it's understandable. But there obviously needs to be an alternative, uh, or that's just going to be unnecessary stress that needs to be put on the system each and every month. Um, but yeah, it's been about yeah, it's been as expected, really. A lot of this, as I've said before, I'm known by the police, and not because of myself, but because of family. And so yeah, um, I can chat. Sorry, yeah, I was just checking to see if I could chat on the on the comments. But yeah, I mean, um I've had no response for a long time now, and it's not on. Like neither like so they put in Lighthouse as a way for the victims to speak the with the police, to try and get I don't know, like assistance or help this is lagging. Yeah, to get like assistance or to get help from the police, and they're unwilling to communicate. So it's like on anything. Um, like you can't ask them any questions about any of it. So all it leads to is threats that I'm going to Section 26 and and so forth. Uh, it's a joke. Contact the CPS. CPS say, well, the police need to contact you. We don't give updates. And yeah, so at the moment, I'm still at the sidelines, still unsure and shouting. Yeah, still making inquiries to get information on this, because the Crown Prosecution Service, no, the Crown Court have not heard of this, and that's because it's not even been decided supposedly by the CPS, but it's not even the CPS's job. The police are trying to say they're incompetent to make the charging decision. They also cannot even give me the grounds for the arrest. Um, there's just a lot on this that it just stinks of corruption. Um, and then there's no reason to then trust the police are gonna have your best interest when you phone them for assistance, because of the actions of an inspector and the actions of their subordinates, that are supposed to be impartial. Yeah, and it's Inspector Hill. I said his number earlier. I've spoken to him as well, because he was the one that supposedly was dealing with one of my complaints regarding the Section 26, dealing with the witness statements. They didn't want to hear it. It's like, oh, like, I'm giving you the chance to, like, to get educated, to accept it, and move on. Um, and you just tell me to jog on. You just, oh yeah, like, we don't want to hear about that. Like, no, you don't want to hear from the people that are paying your wages. Um, and you wonder why, like, the officers have got the attitudes that they have. Why they got this godlike complex that nothing can touch them. Like, they're good as gold. Oh, and I'm almost about to say it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm almost got to that point, and that they don't want the inquiry because it involves the police services. It implements labor members, and that's still ongoing. These things, inquiries into the thing, into the VSA, is because it's going to go back to the police. It's going to expose more. It's gonna open the biggest can of worms, because even when they mentioned it about the grooming gangs, he said it's like it's one of. There's also the post office. There's also the Sports Directs. There's also probably Amazon mentioned in there as well. And don't get me started with the care homes. the list, and it probably goes on. Then it goes on to the migrants. Then it goes on to the migrant hotels. Um, yeah, there's so many failings within this country, and I've only done a brief look at why at the missing children in this country. Just a brief. Oh, I wonder if there's like a database or but no, there was nothing. Um, nothing I could find. Um, so like missing children in this country just doesn't seem to be, I don't know, an issue. Um, so that's something I need to, I guess, do some more looking into. And obviously, it's it's interesting about information that's obviously put out there because some people can gain that and then they want to be like a copycat, and then they go and do the same thing, Ted Bundy's and whoever else. Um, and so I can understand how holding back some of it to a degree to stop people from picking up rat poison or picking up whatever to do, like, because it's cheap and easy and whatever. um I can understand that, but I think people have a right to somewhat know of, like, I don't know, maybe how many people went missing last year. How many, like, I know there was one guy went missing in Bristol, and I never heard of anything since then, about the guy being found. Or I think it was £10,000, or went up to 12,500 to find to have any information for the police, because the last time that they spotted him was on CCTV cameras, and never to be seen again. Um, and obviously all those cases that you didn't hear about. Um, yeah, there's definitely a lot of human trafficking going on, and obviously cheap labor is what this country has been built on. Uh, so yeah, let them continue with their virtual signaling and point scoring, um, and just ignoring basic sense, sorry, I say basic sense, ignoring common sense as they uh, as they push forward to their green energy, and they're no longer dependence on Russia. Oh yes, such wind within our hair. Shall we feel when that day shall come? Um, yeah, I don't know what's gonna have to happen. If it have to be a referendum? No, it's not a referendum. Uh, the vote of no confidence, something like that. Something's obviously gonna give way, because people are just gonna have, I guess, enough of hearing about it. And they want to be hearing about the whatever else is the concerning issues. Um, but yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Why would you let out so many criminals? I understand there are some people that are in prisons that are serving sentences that they shouldn't even be sentenced in. Lucy, Lucy Letby. I'm just going to say that. I'm not even going to say anything more. Um, it's just absolutely shocking. But I mean, God's no, nothing in dark. Nothing gets done in the dark that won't be brought to light. And so I'm gonna end it if nobody's gonna jump up. And yeah, appreciate you all for joining. Be safe.